There are men women forget, and then there are men who linger in their minds for years, long after the words fade, long after they've moved on. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." But when it comes to attraction, the modern Machiavellian man understands something deeper. True remembrance isn't born from fear, it's born from impact. A woman never forgets a man who makes her feel something powerful, not through validation, not through chasing, but through emotional control, mystery, and the rare aura of inner dominance. So today, we uncover the 4 things that make a man unforgettable, the kind of man a woman can't replace because he lives rent-free in her psychology. Welcome to MindVelli, where we decode Niccolò Machiavelli's timeless wisdom for the modern mind. 1. He possesses unshakable emotional control. Machiavelli taught that the first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. But in modern relationships, the man you keep around yourself is your own mind. Most men collapse under emotion. They react, they beg, they try to fix everything the moment tension arises. But the unforgettable man does something counterintuitive. He stays still. When she tests him, he doesn't fight to prove himself. When she withdraws, he doesn't chase. When she tries to provoke emotion, he responds with calm indifference. That calmness isn't weakness, it's psychological power. It tells her subconscious, this man cannot be shaken. His emotions belong to him, not to me. And that's when attraction transforms into respect. Because emotional control is the foundation of all Machiavellian strategy, in politics, in war, and in love. A woman never forgets the man who remains centered when she's trying to pull him off balance. 2. He creates mystery instead of predictability. Machiavelli warned rulers to never reveal their intentions, because once your enemy or your admirer can predict your next move, your power disappears. This law applies perfectly to attraction. Most men overshare. They explain everything, text constantly, express all emotions instantly, and in doing so, they become transparent, easily understood, easily controlled. But a Machiavellian man builds curiosity. He says less than he feels. He reveals slowly. He keeps his plans, emotions, and motives wrapped in quiet confidence. Mystery triggers a woman's imagination, and once her mind starts wondering who he really is, her emotions follow. You see, a mysterious man becomes a psychological puzzle, and women don't forget puzzles they couldn't solve. 3. He values power more than approval. The average man tries to impress. He changes his tone, his behavior, his boundaries, all to gain approval. But as Machiavelli said, men should either be treated generously or destroyed, because they take revenge for slight injuries. For heavy ones, they cannot. Meaning, the moment you give away your power to please others, you invite emotional revenge. An unforgettable man doesn't crave approval. He commands respect. He doesn't need validation. He creates it through self-assurance and purpose. He knows his time, his attention, and his presence are valuable currencies. And like a ruler managing his kingdom, he chooses who gets access with discipline, not desire. This reversal of power burns into a woman's memory, because in a world full of men who beg to be seen, the one who stays self-contained, the one who walks away instead of chasing, becomes unforgettable. 4. He walks away without bitterness. Machiavelli taught that he who becomes master of a city accustomed to freedom and does not destroy it will be destroyed by it. Translated to modern psychology, you must know when to leave. When the emotional balance tips,
when your respect is tested, or when love turns into control, the wise man leaves without hate, without revenge, and without need for closure. This is the rarest masculine trait, detachment. Not coldness, but clarity. He doesn't seek to prove he was right. He doesn't argue for validation. He simply walks away with silence. And silence is the loudest memory. Because when a man leaves without emotion, he leaves power behind. And in her mind, that calm exit replays endlessly. She wonders why he didn't fight, why he didn't chase, and whether she meant anything at all. That's psychological dominance. That's Machiavellian mastery. Niccolò Machiavelli understood human nature better than anyone. He knew that power and emotion are always at war, and whoever controls that war controls perception. Women never forget the man who understands himself. Not the loudest, not the richest, not the most charming, but the one who remains still when others react, detached when others chase, and powerful when others crumble. So remember this: don't aim to be loved quickly. Aim to be remembered deeply. Because when you master emotional control, mystery, power, and detachment, you don't just win hearts, you command them.